Okay, Gemini, hold my hand because I think we're going on a magic carpet ride. The energy feels weird, like really weird to me today. Like yesterday, Taurus's reading felt a little bit bonkers, and today sorry, that's my water bottle clicking. If you can hear that noise, today your energy feels like otherworldly, like it just feels very, very strange. Like the reason why these cards are here is because as I was shuffling this deck, this card kept on coming out. It's the White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic. It was insisting on coming out. So maybe 66 could be a significant number for you. Perhaps you're seeing repeating numbers quite a lot now. Yeah, 66 could possibly be some kind of indicator for you. I didn't know white ravens were a thing. I don't know if they are a thing. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's what it's saying. Maybe it's saying if you believe that white ravens exist, they can exist. Perhaps. So I'm looking out my window now because I have crows and I'm like looking for a white crow. Then as I was sort of thinking to myself, like, the energy feels weird. It feels otherworldly today. The Hierophant card popped out. It actually popped out face down. And I was like, I bet this is the High Priestess card. And it wasn't. It was the Hierophant card, which is like, they're kind of a pair in the tarot. It's kind of that connection to spirit, that connection to higher wisdom, to God. You can see as well, she's got these white wings. Like, oh, honestly, this is what I love about tarot. You just, the way it works is amazing. So I'm there thinking this is otherworldly, and the Hierophant card pops out with the white wings on, like like the white raven spirit. I mean, they're kind of blue, right? They're kind of blue, but I don't know. So there's something strange in the neighborhood. What other weird things are happening today? Spotify won't play. I don't know why it won't play. It wouldn't play on the 4G. It won't play on my Wi-Fi, my home internet. So it's not something to do with my internet connection. I can get other internet things up. It must be something to do with Spotify. I've tried it on my phone. I've tried it on my tablet. It just won't play. And I kind of show you one of. Oh my God! Can you hear it? I am not making this up. Like, look, I am just putting my code in now, and it's playing. I swear to the Hierophant, nothing was playing for me. The music was not playing. It was freaky. It was eerie. I always play music as I'm setting up your cards. And to do it without music, it was strange. I actually got The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel, I think it is. I want to say that. I could be completely wrong with that. You know, the sound of silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. So just the energy feels like not creepy, but weird, like otherworldly and weird. So I can't believe it's playing. I can't believe it's playing now because I feel like that's making me out to be like a fraud or something, and I'm not. I'm being 100% honest and genuine. That was not playing. So here's one of your songs then. This is one of the randomized songs for you during your reading. Let's find out what the other randomized song is for you. Two Places. Oh my God, by Tori Kelly. Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like, not that I'm in between two places, but like I'm in between two worlds almost. Like I'm in that veil space between the conscious world, the tangible world, and like the ethereal world. I can't believe that's what's come up there. Two Places, Tori Kelly. Okay, I'm losing the plot today. So what I was getting from the music just refusing to play, now I'm getting The Day the Music Died, American Pie. American Pie, so I'll write all these down for you. The Madonna version, because that's the one I know, but I know there is another version, right? What I'm getting is there's something to do with maybe like something to do with like the music won't play for you as well. You know, maybe this happened to you where you just couldn't get the music to play, or perhaps something to do with the music either being like you can't bear to listen to the music anymore because every time you listen to the radio, songs come on that remind you of a situation or someone, and or it's almost like I just have to turn all the music off because it's too much for me right now. Or it could literally be something to do with life, switching off somebody's life support. I'm sorry if you've had to do that. It's a horrible, horrible decision to make. Oh, Gemini, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Right, let's go through what I've had intuitively. I got, yesterday, I got myself a new necklace. It's not diamonds, it's just like fashion jewellery. And necklace, why did I say necklace? Perhaps somebody's bought a new necklace. Again, just everything's weird today. And I was picking out my jewellery that I was going to wear for this reading. And I got Diamonds by Sam Smith. My diamonds leave with you, never gonna hear my heart break. I love that song. It's got such a good beat to it. And it's weirdly uplifting. Like, the lyrics are kind of like, he's had a breakup. It's been quite bad. He's like, I always knew my diamonds would leave with you. Like, you're taking everything. Material love, he calls it. Material love won't fool me. So he's ending a relationship where the other partner was more interested in... no, thank you, phone. I don't want to install an update in the middle of a reading. And again, technology. Your god, actually... Gemini, you're ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the god of communication. When that planet goes into retrograde, there's lots of problems with communication. So there could be some kind of interference here because of your energy, with not being able to play Spotify. If my phone decided to turn off my reading and try and install an update, could be something to do with the god Mercury. And again, not as if that's a literal person, but the energy of that belief system, perhaps. Yeah, all the special things I brought mean nothing at all. Never gonna move in dark ways and shake it off. So I've also got Shake It Off by not Taylor Parks, Taylor Swift. Yeah, it's like this person's shaking it off. They're like, well, why would I want you anyway if all you're interested in is like material things? If you're so interested in like taking all my money, fine, take my money. That's not the most important thing to me. So the actual beat of that song is really, really kind of uplifting. You can really have a really good dance to it. And it's quite cathartic, I feel, if you have had a breakup. So maybe go and give that a listen if that's your situation. Intuitively, as I woke up this morning, I was shown a fox. I could see an image of a fox. They gave me the words California fox, so I knew that this fox was California fox, and I kind of intuitively knew that it was a song. So whether there's something with California foxes, I don't know if that's a real thing. I feel like it is. I feel like I've heard of California foxes being a type of fox, but I don't know. Maybe it's people, right? Maybe you're going after a bit of tail. I don't know, no judging. But I intuitively knew it was a song. So I got, when I Googled it, I got California by Fox Stevenson. So that could be a thing for somebody there. I was also given Feel by Robbie Williams. I kind of intuitively picked up on that song. I feel like it came through for another reading, but I've looked back and I wasn't able to find who it came through for. I just want to feel real love. So no more material love, no more false love, because I've got too much life running through my veins to go to waste. So that's for somebody. That song as well, there's a lot of conflicts with that song. It's a lot of kind of contradiction. It's like I don't know what my purpose in life is, something like this. So somebody could be really having a bit of an existential crisis right now. I would say if that's your situation, the advice I kind of pick up on when I'm doing this is when you have those moments where you're like, I feel directionless, I don't know what to do in my life. Just what I did at the start of last year, before all this kind of happened to me, I was like, Jesus, take the wheel. Like, hand it over to spirit, hand it over to the universe. Again, I'm not particularly religious. I kind of believe in everything. Everything is just one big thing. So yeah, just hand it over to the universe and be like, right, take the wheel, guys, lead me in the right direction. And they will. They literally will. Or they did for me, at least. Which, you know, I did it as a joke, and then when it actually happened, I was like, oh, this is happening now. This is a thing. Thanks universe. Yeah, that's a thing. Now I've got something else to say there. I'm just gonna get through these notes first. So Bittersweet Symphony, the Verve. A bittersweet symphony, that's life. Trying to make ends meet, trying to make some money, then you die. Again, then there's this sense of the the hollowness of living a life solely to earn money, that material love again, right? It's like someone's reassessing their values, reassessing what's actually important, and they just want to feel real love. So Everybody Hurts Sometimes also came through intuitively in that kind of blank space. The Sounds of Silence, Two Places by Tori Kelly, and American Pie. So that's that chunk dealt with. Now, I was definitely in a weird ass mood yesterday, and I ended up taking kind of a weird arty mood. I was feeling a bit silly as well, just kind of wanting to do silly things. And I ended up taking pictures of myself in the mirror, and it's of an old vintage mirror. It's not like a clean mirror. It's kind of like dappled and blurry kind of thing with age. As mirrors age, they kind of lose some of the reflectiveness. They kind of get a bit like age looking. So I ended up with these pictures that looked so creepy. It was like me and another version of myself, because of the distortion of the mirror. It looked like my expression in the mirror was slightly different, and they were so creepy. And then I put like weird filters on them. So I don't know, I was just doing it because I found it really, really funny, but then I kind of freaked myself out with it a little bit. But this idea of like your two faces, your twin self, you and your mirror self, your light side and your dark side, the public face and the private face, is a very Gemini energy. So I was like, oh, I'm doing Gemini tomorrow. That's probably why I was taking pictures of myself in the mirror and being weird and creepy. So thanks for that, Gemini. I had a lot of fun with that. But I posted on Instagram, again, being in a bit of an arty mood, I posted one of these pictures and said, my grandma told me that if I look in the mirror too long, I'd grow horns. Now that is genuine. I remember her telling me that when I was quite young. If you look in the mirror too much, you'll grow horns. And children do. Children are like play around with the reflection, making faces at themselves, doing the hair funny. It's playful for children. So for her to tell me that, I feel like that has contributed to a part of myself that thinks that I shouldn't. Vanity is a sin. You're told vanity is a sin, but there's two ends of every seesaw, right? There's two ends of every spectrum where, yes, okay, you shouldn't be too vain, but also you should love yourself. You should be able to look in the mirror and make the best of yourself and think, damn, I look good today, because that's where confidence comes from. That's what enables you to go out into the world and face the world and feel like you can do anything. And so for me, there's been a lot of things through my life that have contributed to me feeling like to feel good about myself is wrong. And that's something I'm dealing with. But there could be something for you like that as well. I've wrote, my notes say, stuff about the devil being in the mirror. Some people believe people say, oh, the devil's in the mirror, this kind of thing. Or Alice in Wonderland, there's something wrong with the reflection. People used to say like being left-handed was a sign of the devil and all this kind of ridiculous stuff. So through this kind of old-fashioned view, you're taught not to love yourself, where I think you need to embrace both. You need to embrace it's very Gemini energy to embrace both parts of yourself, the dark side and the light side. And you should love yourself, and you should love yourself first, because then you value yourself and other people will value you. So there's something there where it's like undoing the conditioning from previous generations that may be damaging. Now I'm going to talk about Madonna now. I get a lot of Marilyn Monroe, Madonna stuff through, normally more for Cancer than for you, but it's coming through for you today. And Marilyn Monroe was actually a Gemini. So for some reason I keep getting suggested these YouTube videos of Madonna interviews, and I actually listened to one yesterday. It was entitled The Madonna Erotica Interview 1992 with Simon Bates at the BBC. And I really strongly encourage everybody to go and listen to that interview. Whatever you think about Madonna, whether you like her or not, go and listen to that interview through a modern lens. And the questions that the interviewer is asking, he sounds so old-fashioned, he sounds so sexist, he sounds awful. And no harm to him. He's probably just doing his job as an interviewer. I don't know what he's like now. I don't really know who he is. So he could have, aged out of those views along with society. But she's Madonna. She's so down to earth, and she's so intelligent, and she's so articulate and erudite, I want to say. And she's, he's saying, oh, trying to paint her out as being some kind of, he's trying to label her. He's trying to paint her into a box throughout the interview. It's almost like this masculine energy trying to understand a confident female energy and trying to label us like, are you a whore? Are you after the attention? Are you after the publicity? And she's so intelligent. She just very, very easily sidesteps all these kind of traps that he's laying for her, but in a very honest way. She's amazing. And the things that she did to break the, in 1992, you still got a lot of people in authority and positions, at places like the BBC, in politics, in, news agencies who control the narrative. And she was breaking it down. So she's talking about the George Bush administration. I think it's the George Bush Senior she's talking about, because it was before, yeah, it will have been. And apparently, I mean, I don't know, but apparently his politics was very much about family values. But what that did, by focusing on a very, very traditional family, it pushed out people who wanted to experiment sexually in a healthy way, or it wanted to paint gay people in a really, really bad light. And she is standing up for that, and she's talking about AIDS, and she's talking about well, what's wrong with someone wanting to suck someone's toes and all this kind of stuff. So she's really kind of breaking down barriers. She's challenging the official narrative, and she's just amazing. So there's perhaps something that you're doing here, Gemini, where you're doing something that challenges the it's almost like the sheep view, right? The surface narrative, what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable, and you're the one saying why is that unacceptable, who's getting hurt there, why is this thing acceptable which is awful and that's not acceptable, so tell me why it's wrong. There's something really challenging about your energy at the moment, which I love, really kind of bringing those two sides together, which, yeah, absolutely is very, very cool. And she says in that interview, I've got a quote, she says, quite pragmatically, but with a tinge of sadness, she says, I know lots of people think lots of things about me that aren't true. So there's something to do with the public face, the perception of your public persona, and the assumptions people make about your public persona, when actually underneath you could be a very, very different person, a multifaceted person who's all things. It's like, I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, which I'm going to also write down for you. It's like, don't try. Now I'm getting Silence of the Lambs. A census taker tried to quantify me once. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. So it's like that kind of energy. It's like, don't try to paint me into a corner. Don't try to label me. I'll escape it. I'll dodge whatever label you try and put on me. Whatever you try and, it's almost like a naughty school kid, right? It's like, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to do the opposite. There's something like that with your energy at the moment. Meredith Brooks, and it's magical, just like Madonna, breaking down those barriers, breaking down those social conventions and boundaries that kept people trapped or shamed. And she's saying, well, where's the shame in it? Like, what's wrong with it? She's going on about apparently she wore a dress with the boobs out, and he's saying, well, why did you do that? And she's like, I like the dress. And he says, did you do it for publicity? And she said, I don't need the publicity. This was like at the height of her fame. She's like, I don't need the publicity. She's already got the publicity. She's doing it to challenge views. She says, men can walk around without a top on all the time. Why can't women? So she's, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I always wonder if Ovid, the Roman playwright, was a Gemini. He feels very Gemini, like that kind of sidestepping, whatever box you try to paint, he sidesteps out of it and challenges it. It's very cool. Right, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to tune into the energies properly, and then we're going to pull you some cards. I will be back in a moment, Gemini. Okay, as I'm tuning in, I got the word distortion. So maybe a distortion of the truth, coming from that mirror and the Madonna quote. I will put a link to that video in the description box, by the way. From this deck, the King of Cups fell out as I was shuffling the card back into it. And from this deck, I saw the Otter Spirit, you are never alone. So that is a message for somebody, that the King of Cups is a very loving, protective, fatherly presence. Again, could be, if you want to call it God, you can call it God. If you want to call it an ancestor spirit, you know, if it's somebody in real life for you, in the tangible reality, then that's something for somebody as well. Okay, so let's I'm sorry about my scruffy hair today, I cannot be arsed. Let's put you some cards. Oh my god, unbelievably, look at what's on the bottom. That White Raven Spirit is so determined to come out. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it, and we're going to read what the book has to say about that, because its presence is coming through so strongly. It just really wants to show itself. Cat Spirit as well. Miracles are endless. Right, okay, let's can we get a message please for Gemini? I can't believe, honestly, I put it right in the middle of the deck, shuffled, and then I didn't look at the bottom of the deck. As I picked it up, it was there. Okay, a message for Gemini please. Can I get one card please for Gemini? One card please for Gemini. What would you like to tell Gemini today? Oh my goodness, they've flipped. Okay. I didn't even realise they'd flipped. The Snake Spirit and the Ant Spirit. You've got a lot of spirit. Maybe animals are particularly important to you. In the underline, you've got the Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. Immediately, that's giving me Groundhog Day, mostly because I watched a cinema therapy video on Groundhog Day, and I'm getting a lot of Bill Murray stuff through as well. Something to do with the past repeating itself, being stuck in a cycle, feeling like you're living the same day after day after day, which is all of us basically, right, isn't it, in lockdown? But yeah, stuck in some kind of cycle. What do you need to let go of in order to get out of that cycle, to break out of that? So let's see what all these have to say for us. I'm not reading the Groundhog Spirit, I don't read the underlying, but I will read the White Raven because it's so persistent. I'll read these two because they clearly wanted to come out as well. So the White Raven Spirit, what number is that? 66. This is going to be a long reading again. I was trying to go for quicker readings and it just doesn't happen. It's like, nope, it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes, no matter what. Trust in the magic. Nothing in the universe is random, for the intricate web of co-creation weaves together all events and has done so since the beginning of time. That's very much my point of view. I see the universe as like one big massive game of chess, or like a massive machine with all these different cogs in it, and we're just a cog. And it's not saying that you can't change, or you can't change your fate and you don't have any autonomy. It's like you do have autonomy, but the universe will swap your cog for another cog of the same size. Right, anyway, coincidences have meaning, and the White Raven Spirit appears to remind you to pay attention to those synchronicities so that you might recognize patterns. So pay attention to synchronicities, especially if you see white feathers and repeating numbers, right? Even the winds dance in a pattern, participating in the magic of the Spirit's plan for all. Align with the highest good and intentions, and you will come to see that the White Raven is guiding you, an ally to you, and a messenger from Spirit. Align with the light, and you will start to recognize that all is working together harmoniously in ways the eye can't always see and the mind can't always comprehend. It's like that Robbie Williams song where he's saying, like I don't know what the plan is, I don't know why I'm here, kind of thing. Maybe you're not meant to know, just trust. Just follow your heart, do what feels right, and let Spirit move the cogs around you. You can't control other people, you can only control your own actions. The universe is conspiring on your behalf right now, drawing you to the light and bringing you to the magic and miracles that are your birthright. Now is the time to trust in the magic of the world that is everywhere and in all things. Pay attention to how things come together as if by magic, and you will see the hand of the Great Spirit arranging things in your favour. So, for example, this kind of like, be aware of the synchronicities, like be aware when you see a pattern. So I pulled the White Raven card because I kept seeing it as I was shuffling, kept seeing it, so I was already aware of it, and then it fell out, and then it's on the underlying, so I know that this is really trying to communicate something because I'm paying attention. So yeah, really pay attention. it can be like I was saying about Bill Murray as well with the Groundhog Day. I keep seeing Bill Murray references everywhere. So I don't know why Bill Murray keeps coming through. I don't know what that's about. But I know that now that I need to pay attention if it's a Bill Murray thing at the moment. Like there's something going on with that. So again, like I don't know why, but I know to pay attention. So it could be anything. It could be hearing a certain song over and over again. Again, that could be somebody's turned the radio off because they're sick of hearing something. But it could be that the spirit is trying to give you a message with that song. It's like, well, if you could turn it off because it might make you cry, like there's nothing wrong with feeling feelings. Like go and listen to that song when you've got a little bit of time. Go and sit there in the dark, perhaps like Sound of Silence, and just listen to that song and allow those emotions to come to the surface. Allow yourself to feel whatever it is that you're trying to suppress and reject and push away, because there's something to that. Allowing yourself to feel is part of the process, and it's part of the ability to move on as well. The snake spirit, 55. Oh my God, look. Like, honestly, you can't make it up. You've got 66 on this card, just to kind of show you. 66. Again, I was saying number patterns, repeating number patterns could be really, really important for you at this time. So watch out, like if the time says like 2222 or 1111 or 1212, anything like that, or I get mirror numbers a lot, 1221. So Gemini, that could especially be something important to you as well. So do watch out for these because they could be trying to lead you somewhere, to tell you something, to give you a bit of a poke and a heads up to pay attention. Let's have a look what 55 has to say. Snake spirit. This came out actually yesterday for Taurus, so if you're on the cusp you may want to go and look at that reading as well. All of us need healing at times, and when the snake spirit appears, it is time to repair, renew and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can arise. Give yourself the space that you need to nourish your own well-being. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work. I don't know if you can hear the siren, that could be significant, which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others now. Shed the past, break out that Groundhog Day business, right? And step into a new way of being, for vitality is rising in you. This might be a good time to honour the work you have done to heal, grow and repair any damage within you. Yeah, look back and see where you were, like, look at all the good you've done. Look at all the times that you've survived another day. If you've been going through something really challenging, really count each day as a blessing and be like, do you know what? I survived that day. I survived that challenge. I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. Allow yourself to be kind to yourself. Celebrate how far you have all come in your healing journey and all that you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports wellness, prosperity, positive relationships and well-being, and open the door for healing to occur. Yeah, definitely telling you to shed some skin, let go of something from the past, anything negative, anything that doesn't serve you, anything that makes you feel like you're not a good person, or like anyone who's critical of you. Really shed that, break out of that never-ending story, and move into a new cycle. The universe is guiding you and encouraging you to do this. Okay, ant spirit. So there's definitely something here about community and working together. You can see here, this kind of gives me yin yang because the ants are like that. So it gives me kind of like yin yang, 2 of cups, 3 of pentacles energy. You can see that they've got these 3 jigsaw puzzles. So to me this is like, this is a new deck, but this card particularly stood out to me. I've looked at this for a while. So it's like working together to see the bigger picture. Perhaps the universe, perhaps you have got a purpose, you just can't see it yet because you've only got one piece of the jigsaw puzzle. So you need to find the other people who have the other pieces of the jigsaw puzzle, because perhaps it is something you're meant to create, possibly with another person or a group of 3. I'm seeing it as a group of 3. Perhaps 2 people are there, but you need this third person to come in, because once you get all 3 pieces, all 3 perspectives, then you can see the bigger picture and you'll understand the purpose. But right now, perhaps with the one card, perhaps you're just currently on your own. So let's find out what this card actually has to say. Time to collaborate. And it could be something like asking for help. If you need help leaving a situation, whether you need advice, whether you needs support moving on, you know, reach out to the people who can support you, reach out to the family. Even if you don't have a brilliant relationship with somebody, when you actually go to them and say, look, I'm in a time of need, they can sometimes scramble to help you, and you may not even expect it. But if you don't ask, you don't know. So there's something there for somebody. When Ant Spirit comes to visit, it's to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as part of the community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that to build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help, somebody definitely needs to hear that, and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intention will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on co-creating your reality. A lot of people, you know, no matter what if you have religious beliefs or you don't, a lot of people do have a sense that, I would say the majority of people do have a sense of there being things that are unexplained, whether you believe in ghosts or, you know, angels or just the unexplained. A lot of people do tend to believe that there's more than meets the eye, if you like to put it that way. Aliens, you know, it could be that you believe in aliens. But very few people are like, we're born, we die, that's it. And it's quite a... I don't know. And I think even those people will acknowledge when there's things that can't be explained. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. So beware of any temptations like alcohol or negative relationships. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. Interesting. Maybe you're on the other side of the world from somebody. Something to do like connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. So is that maybe just creating some sort of network of people who you can speak to in times of need, who are in different time zones, so there's always somebody to talk to if you're having a bad time of it. You know, you did get that everybody hurts. The other message Ant Spirit holds is that the Everybody Hurts song was used by a charity in the UK called the Samaritans, who are there to just be somebody to talk to. Literally, it's like a helpline for people to talk to when they're in a dark space, or when they need to get something off the chest, or they need to work through some kind of something they're going through, but they need to talk about it and they don't feel like they've got anyone else to talk to. So there's something to that as well. The other message Ant Spirit holds is that you are now at an auspicious time to ask for help and receive it, whether you need help assembling a team, finding a new tribe, or requesting assistance from others who are there for you. Everything is working to support you right now. So I am definitely picking up a bit on an energy of somebody who is in a bit of a dark place. So do ask for help. Reach out for support wherever you need to reach out for it, wherever you can. Others of you, this is just talking about feeling a little bit lost, perhaps feeling like you're not fitting in anymore, or you're just really bored of the same routine of perhaps you've been in a job for a number of years, you're at a bit of a dead end with it. It's just the same thing every day. And this is talking to you about possibly, you know, maybe you want to go and set up your own business with some friends, or maybe you want to, there's definitely like the need to break out of some sort of cycle to make some sort of change, letting go of the past, looking to others for support and help, creating a bit of a network. So if it's business for you, that's kind of what it is. So do take it as it resonates and leave anything that doesn't, because somebody else needs to hear that really, really strongly. There we go. I just think he's so cute. It's Punxsutawney Phil. Right, okay. Whoa, that card was eager. That card was so eager. On the underline, you've got time to go. Exactly. You know. All right, and you know what it is. You know what situation that is. Groundhog Day, right? Time to go. I don't want to put that. Nah, okay. Forgot how I'm doing my setup already. Mending, again, this is like collaborating with other people, possibly mending yourself somehow. I'm going to read the relationship message for that one. It feels appropriate for considering the other cards that were around. 32. No, it's not 32. What number is it? 52. Let's do that. 52, 52, 52. 1 second while I find it. Okay, this is kind of for everybody, and then I'm going to read the relationship message. So this is whatever your situation is. Essential meanings: forgiveness, making amends, and healing after arguments. Doesn't mean you have to fix a broken relationship though. So let's get into it. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. So that's similar to how I was saying it's like not listening to the song because you know it'll make you cry because it reminds you of some sort of experience, but then you're not processing it, you're not dealing with it, you can't let it go because it's still trapped in there. You have to find that expression in order to process and heal. This keeps us chained to the things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, and to make peace, and to make amends with others. Set yourself free. Set yourself free. Like, again, time to go. Set yourself free. So this could be something from childhood. It doesn't have to be recent. It doesn't have to be an existing relationship that you're in, business, friends, family, whatever that is for you. But it is saying that you are probably holding on to something, some kind of resentment from the past, some kind of argument, something where you felt hurt by another person. And this isn't telling you that you have to mend that relationship and stay with that person if it's not working. Groundhog Day, right? It's the same repeating pattern over and over again. What this is saying is, holding on to resentments means that you're stuck in that situation, even if it's like a relationship from 5 years ago that you've left. If you're still feeling resentful over it, it still keeps you trapped in the cycle. So you don't even have to forgive. You don't have to forgive if you don't want to. That is entirely up to you. But you should release. You should find a way to purge that, to process it, to deal with it, even if it means speaking to a counsellor or an advice line, or opening up to friends about, I'm still hurt over that situation. Go out, like have a movie night with your friends and just get it all off your chest, whatever you need to do. Obviously COVID, be safe. But I think that by doing that, by really, really dragging that buried resentment up to the surface, processing it, release it to the universe, release it to God if you're so inclined, and then you can really be free to move on. Then you can really leave that situation. Okay, so for those of you who are specifically asking about a relationship, again, you do not have to stay in a relationship that is broken. This is just saying you need to release. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary. You don't have to forgive. I'm disagreeing with the book here. If you're to move forward, release is important though. Separate altogether, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. So again, I'm going to say release rather than forgiveness. Acceptance and release rather than forgiveness, because I don't think you should feel obliged to forgive somebody if you're not ready to. That will come with time. But release is, if you want to forgive and release that, and if that works for you, then great, even better. Can I get an advice card, please, for Gemini today? What would you like to say to Gemini? Beautiful. Anxiety of this though. So there's new doors opening up for you. I'm not taking reversals. There's new doors opening up for you. There's new possibilities, or there will be when you let go of that past situation, when you get out of that never-ending story. And it may be very, very scary to be like, right, I'm starting anew. I'm going out into the world. I don't know what to expect. I can't see the bigger picture. I don't know what my purpose is. That can be very, very scary. If you've been somewhere where you felt very, very comfortable for a while, perhaps not happy, but comfortable, there's a difference. So when you let go, when you release, when you are done with the situation, that opens up all these new doors, but there can be a huge amount of anxiety because you don't know what to expect. There can be anxiety around the choices that appear to you. It can be like, well, what if I go through that door and I'm not happy there? What if I take that job and I'm not happy there? What if I enter into a new relationship and the same pattern happens again? Well, do you know what? You've learned from those past situations. You know how to let go now. You know how to move on. So even if you pick a door and it's not right for you, you know how to step back, close it, and move and try a different door. You can do that. So try not to overanalyze. Try not to envision everything that's going to happen, everything that could go wrong before you've even stepped through the door, because that's not helpful to you. Take a few deep breaths, trust your heart space, trust your intuition and your knowledge of what is right for you, and try it. Just give it a try. He who dares wins. Fortune favours the bold. If you don't try, you'll never know. All those brilliant pieces of advice from different places there. Follow your instincts and let go of that over analyzing. Gemini, you are one of the signs, air signs, very, very mental, very a lot of thoughts there. You do like to look at things from all sides, but that does create anxiety and a stress. So just be aware that you have a tendency to do that. Try and trust your instincts a bit more. Okay, take a leaf out of the King of Wands book. 24, many unconsidered options. Sometimes the force of habit keeps us stuck. Oh my goodness, so concise this reading. And unaware of potentially healthier and happier choices at hand. Yet every movement gives you the option to open a different door and take a different course, whether it's in your thoughts, behaviours or major life decisions. Unlike the indecision card, which indicates confusion and vacillation about which course to take, the adjacent possibilities card is here to tell you that you have many options and it's time to take a wider look at things. As you consider the many life choices available, you'll feel more and more empowered and motivated to make the decisions that bring happiness, strength and movement forwards. In terms of your goals, this card could indicate an unknown and previously unconsidered idea. Perhaps there's a marketing tool you haven't thought of, a connection you haven't tapped, or an entirely different direction that would be more suited to you. Be conscious, be aware, and be flexible and willing to take new and different action now. So there's definitely something where you've hit a bit of a roadblock, right? You've stuck, you're in that never-ending story. And this is saying that there's options you haven't considered yet. There's doors that you're not even aware exist right now, options you don't know about. And I think this is why the Ant Spirit is here, this time to collaborate, because, and again, there's two people working here on mending this situation. So at the moment, you're just staring at your own puzzle piece. So what you need to do is find other people who have pieces from the same puzzle, if you want to put it that way, who have different knowledge to you, different experiences, because their puzzle piece may complement your puzzle piece really, really well, and they may be able to show you the way to some of these other options. Really interesting reading. I like how concise this is. So can I pull a card, please, on the Snake Spirit? Tell me about the Snake Spirit, please. Okay, thank you. I don't know what to take. So we've got this one that's kind of hiding, the Eight of Earth. I'm going to take that there, and then I'm going to take this Hermit card from the bottom because that also tried to come out. I'm going to put that there. So what's on the underlying? The Sun. Yeah, this is your route to happiness. This breaking out of a cycle and making connections with others. This is your route to happiness. Okay, look at the sun shining through that door at the end there, like the brightness, the opportunity, the potential that's there for you. So at the moment, with this time to heal, this is something you're working on. This Eight of Earth, again, this music reference that's coming through for you. Perhaps somebody is literally a musician. I think I pick on that quite often for Gemini. So this Eight of Earth, this Eight of Pentacles, this talks about work, but it doesn't have to necessarily be work. It's telling me a couple of things now. For some of you, if it's work and if you've connecting with this Groundhog Day spirit, this is telling me that you've done something over and over again. You've kind of, as I was saying before, it's like you there's nothing left to learn there. You've kind of mastered this situation that you're in. There's no more lessons to be learned from it. So this is saying that you've kind of become the master, and you need to shed your skin and try something new. You can grow that tree, you can develop further, you can develop your skills further, but you perhaps need to do it in a bigger space. You can see that this tree has almost grown to the edges of the card. There's not a lot of more room to grow there, where perhaps if this was moved to a bigger environment, there'd be more space for it to grow and spread its branches. So that's one message, one way I can read this. Another way I can read this is that you're working on yourself. So this time to heal, it's not going to happen overnight. The snake sheds its skin many times in its life. It's not something that it just does once. So this is about, also, every time it sheds its skin, it has more space to grow. So there's definitely something coming through here about shedding anything that makes you feel stuck and stunted, and something that you need to do over and over again with the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, this is, whatever this situation is, it's like don't stay stuck in place where you've learned everything you need to know. Shed that skin, make the room to grow further, and keep kind of, it's a continual process. It's something you keep doing, so keep working on that healing. The Hermit card here now with the Ant Spirit, you can see at the top of this card there's a lot of keys. There's a number of keys that can open the door. So there's something again with like something coming through here with like locked doors, or different keys to open different doors. And this is why the ant spirit is here for me, because all these different ants will be able to point out different doors to you, and they'll be able to give you different keys to try in different doors. So it's something to do with knowledge as well, unlocking the knowledge of possibilities and potential. So definitely, I think time. Also look at how there's like this, they've put this right here on the middle of the door. It's almost like that's the sun trying to peek through the gaps. There's a face on there as well, indicating, I think, that perhaps there could be people stood in the way of the door, almost like perhaps there's somebody stood in the way of you leaving this situation. You need to get past them, but perhaps speaking to other people, reaching out to friends and family, advisors, will be able to help you. They'll be able to suggest different keys to open that door and get out of that situation. The Hermit card is a card about being on your own, about taking some time to think, about doing some soul searching, doing some healing, doing that inner work, which I think you've been doing here. So this to me is saying it's time to step out of that hermit energy of closing yourself off from the world, and start making those connections with other people, because they've got the knowledge that you haven't got right now. They can open up new doors for you. So I do think you need to kind of bare your heart to somebody. Time to go mending. Tell me about mending. Why is mending here, please? Let's just show you that's flip. This very secretive energy. I think you are being very secretive about your situation, perhaps not opening up to others. Two of Air. So this is the Two of Swords, exactly. The Two of Swords is a card about crossing your swords in front of your heart, overthinking and not trusting your intuition, or needing to trust your intuition to get out of something where you feel conflicted. It's a two, so twos always represent choices, but the swords are usually crossed, which means there's a resistance to this. Again, you've got this person guarding this door, and this idea of like the crossed swords, and again, crossed swords indicates conflict. So again, I feel like the blockage is that maybe a discussion needs to be had. Perhaps you are leaving a relationship and you need to have that discussion with your partner. You know, there's something you need to talk about, but at the moment somebody's resisting. Perhaps, you know, it's a difficult situation. But this is saying, stop trying to see what can't be seen. Stop trying to block your heart space. Trust that intuition, trust those feelings. Have a closer look at this card. Now, interestingly enough, because I was talking about white feathers and white birds, she's actually holding two white birds, and those little birds have little crowns over their heads. One is a lot higher than the other. The birds are separate, but they are able to communicate at a distance. You know, they can sing to each other. I'm not quite sure what that means, but that's what I'm picking up on. Perhaps that means something to you. Okay, tell me about adjacent possibilities, please. What would you like to tell me? Thank you. Again, flipping, trying to hide. This little guy, you can see actually already, it's a new deck, and he's already slightly crumpled because he is so insistent about coming out. In constantly, almost every time I pick up this deck off camera, he's always there. He's so sweet. I'm going to read his card, I think, for you. The Page of Earth, this is the Page of Pentacles. This is kind of apprentice energy, and to me this is an emperor in the making. It's like the son of an emperor. One day he will be king, but he's got this gorgeous, like he's not like the Emperor. The Emperor is a very masculine card. He's very controlling, domineering, wants to take action, wants to take the lead, wants to kind of control the situation. But he is, this is a new generation of Emperor coming through for me. He's embracing the feminine side. He's embracing the fairy tales. He's like he's dressing up as a little Native American, but then he's got these wings as well. So he's just such a gorgeous energy for me. It really is like shaking off the shackles of the old and doing things in a new way that is much more connected with emotion, you know, rather than kind of old systems of government that are very, very masculine and kind of stoic. This is like bringing the heart into the situation and still having the capability to lead, still having the capability to be the Emperor, but a much more gentler, free-spirited, beautiful approach to me. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles, this is somebody who's got some learning to do. He's a student. He's making a plan. He's, again, it's like leaving a situation where you feel like you know everything. There's no growth there. And going to a situation, again, with this adjacent possibilities, moving into a situation where you can grow, where you can learn. Gorgeous card. Yeah, I'm definitely going to read that one for you. Page of Earth. Page of Earth, Page of Earth, Page of Earth. Where are you, Page of Earth? Where are you hiding? It's listed in a slightly funny way. I'm going to pause while I find it. It confuses me because they don't go Ace, 10, Page. They go Page, Queen, King, Ace. So it's confusing to me to find them in the book. Commitment to prosperity, first signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off, dreams grounded in reality. Again, it's like magician energy, kind of, it's gorgeous. A start of a new project. The Magician is your card as well, actually, Gemini. My heart just pulled, so I don't know if that means something to somebody. Everything starts with a plan, and I am beginning to see the results generate prosperity. I am a doer, and I get to make my own decisions. I have the ability to attract what I need. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous little lad there. It's like one day I'm going to be the Emperor, and I'm going to do it in a new way. Again, however you identify, she, he, they, don't worry about the gender of the cards. It's more about the meaning of the cards that's important. Three of Earth there, again, about collaboration. Three of Pentacles, it's the same as this Ant Spirit energy, working with others, building with others. Again, it could be, I'm seeing three as being very important. It's like there's two people here, but you need that third person to come into the situation. Right, okay, let's pull you an advice card, Gemini. Eager beavers. What's the best advice? Oh, you're not sure, are you? What's the best advice, please? Can I just get one, possibly two cards for the best advice you have for Gemini in this situation? There we go. Very, very secretive energy. It's like the universe has a plan for you, Gemini, and you need to trust that, because right now you're not seeing everything. It's like the universe wants to kind of surprise you, perhaps, or perhaps it's just not quite the right time for something to happen. But that white raven spirit is leading the way there. Trust this. Trust in the magic. Believe in the magic. Oh my goodness. Time to go. Time to let go. What do you need to release? Like, honestly, look. Excuse me. I'm so sorry burping there. Time to go. Time to let go. What do you need to release? I think you probably already know. What doesn't make you happy? That's... What does your heart feel? What does your heart turn away from? Okay, let's find it. Waxing moon. Waxing moon, where are you? Waxing moon, waxing moon, waxing moon. Again, this book is kind of laid out a little bit funny. I find it hard sometimes to find the right page because they're not numbered. So, oh, right. What do you need to release? During the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of, though it will take some work, and you're not quite there yet. This is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whichever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. Attuned to the moon. I know I'm headed in the right direction. So don't let the choice confuse you as well. Trust your heart space. Trust the signs perhaps from the universe. The situation is full of potential. Your dreams can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Review your goals and ensure you're still committed, and keep moving forward. Okay, I'm going to read, I've not done this for everybody else, but I feel like you need it. The teaching. The waxing cycle is the period of the lunar cycle from the new moon to the full moon, and during this time the moon appears to be slightly bigger and rounder every night. This is a very empowered and empowering time, and this is a very promising card. It suggests now that it's time to make plans and to act on them, no matter when you actually pull the card. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you. Do take care. What's on the underlying? The answers that you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. There you go. Me in the mirror, pulling my scary, my spooky faces. Yeah, the answers you need are coming. You just can't see it quite yet. The universe isn't quite ready, and there's a reason for that. Okay, when you don't know, trust that it's not the right time to know all the details, not at the right time to know all the answers. Because to me, the universe is like those cogs moving, right? The universe has to get everything aligned. And if you know something now, perhaps you'll move too soon when other people aren't ready. So sometimes not knowing is okay, and you can make peace with that. And just trusting what you're doing, trusting your own plan, trusting even if you can't move, if you can't move forward with your plan, what other things can you do? And it might just be to go and take a lovely warm hot bath and just relax some of the stress. So trust in yourself, trust you can take the steps that you need to take when you get the information. Prepare what you can for the unknown, but don't over analyze and don't have anxiety over it. Just trust your heart space and release to the universe. Gemini, I hope that was helpful to you. Do take care. Leave me a like if you like. Share this with friends if you think it's their story. Leave me a comment if anything particularly resonated and you're comfortable sharing your story. If you want to come in as a stealth watcher, that is absolutely fine. I totally understand. And I will be back with you soon, Gemini. Best of luck with that. Take care. Bye-bye.